Alright, so today we have Mark Dismore Jr. Thank you for taking your time and helping me out here.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to ask you a couple questions about your motorsports career and
Okay.
how that was.
All right.
To start out, can you tell us a little bit about how you got your start?
Well, I got my start in karting, which isn't totally true because when I was a little kid, karting wasn't really an option at like 7, 8 years old. Since then, they've got kid karts and stuff like that, so the kids can get started as early as 5. But when I first started, all you could do was quarter midgets at that age. So I did a couple of years of quarter midgets when I was 7, 8 years old, and then once I was old enough, I started doing some karting stuff. But I didn't really get serious with karts until I was about 13, and then we went to a lot of kart races beyond that. So from 13 to 17, 18, I raced a lot of karts. So then we bought a Formula 2000 car. It was a 93 Van Diemen. We stripped the car down, we rebuilt the engine, did everything, and we went and did SCCA national racing, which wasn't a pro level at that point. And that was in 98. And then in 99, I raced the Formula 2000 Pro Series. And then I did ASA Stock Car Series in 2000. In 2001, I did a little bit of ASA and a little bit of US 2000, but it was around the time of the dot-com bust. A lot of the easy money had dried up, so there wasn't a lot of sponsorship out there at that point. And after that, I got more realistic about being a professional race car driver and how much work that would take. So, not even work, but like the amount of like time away from our business, time away from everything. You know, it's like I had an option to do race car stuff or to be on the business side. The race car stuff's fun, but the business side made more sense. So my sensibilities of what I should do with my life kind of kicked in, and I focused more on business at that point.
Would you mind going more in depth about how you acquired sponsorship?
Well, rule number 1 in racing, if you want to make a small fortune, start with a large fortune. So if you're not rich, it's hard to find sponsorship. I mean, a lot of people will find it through friends, family, things like that. Sponsorship can come in many forms too. You can have you can have somebody that hands you a check. You have somebody that gives you product, and then you got to go out and sell that product. Sponsorship wise, as far as even having sponsorship for friends, family, whatever. What a lot of race teams do, they have big businesses like Penske with Verizon. From what I understand, that's not even a cash deal. That's, hey, you have all these businesses and we'll give you, $5 million in free phone service, and you put your name on our IndyCar or whatever. So, there's that from that standpoint. Now, for my deal, as far as like the largest sponsorships I had, it was actually through dumb luck through the business. Had a customer come in one day, he was wanting tires for his fun cart, and I was talking to him about it, and he, all I wanted to do was sell him $20 worth of tires. He started talking to me about racing, IndyCar. He loved IndyCar. He's been to all the IndyCar races. Well, it happened to be the time that my dad was running at the Speedway, and I said, "Oh, my dad's racing, whatever." He's like, "Oh man, I'd love to meet him." And I think my dad was actually here that day. I mean, we're talking 20 years ago now. I think he was here. My dad talked to him. He's like, "Oh, come out to the track, and stop by, whatever." Didn't know this guy from anybody. Just being nice to him. He's a nice guy and just loves racing. Shows up at the track. Hey, I own this business. I want to give you a personal sponsorship. He ended up putting like a sponsorship on my dad's helmet. It said Online Career Center, which this is like in 1997 or so, 96, 97. And this is like when the internet's really starting to explode. Well, and we don't, like I said, we don't know anything about what this guy's got going on. Thought he was just a nice guy. He owns this company that ends up getting bought out by another company. It's a multi-million-dollar company. It becomes Monster.com, which at the time was like one of the biggest online job boards on the planet. He wrote, for what I was doing, Formula 2000, he paid for our 99 season. He paid for my ASA stuff. All this, out of nowhere, out of wanting to sell this guy $20 worth of tires and just being nice to him, you know, that's why you never know who you're talking to. Got to be nice to everybody, and you know, whether the guy's sweeping the floors or he's a CEO, you don't know you don't know who a guy is, and you know that's why treating everybody the same is the best way to just be in life. But also, like I said, it wasn't anything I ever wanted out of the guy. And he ended up being a great guy. We went on trips with him and all this stuff. All this over $20 worth of go-kart tires. So you never know where sponsorship's going to come from. You never know where friendships are going to come from. So you just gotta be out there, and it's an interesting life lesson, I thought.
Oh yeah. So do you mind telling us what you're doing today?
Well, we, as a business, we sell racing go-karts and equipment, as you know, and we have, it's multifaceted. We do online sales, we do walk-in, we do phone sales. We have a go-kart track in Newcastle, Indiana. So, if you own golf clubs and you got to drive 5 hours to go play golf, you're not going to play a lot of golf. So having a track nearby has been very good for us, for getting new people into sport. Just introducing people around us to karting that otherwise would have never done it in a million years. So, from that standpoint, that's good. I spend a lot of time on the engine side of our business. I spend a lot of time on the website side. I kind of have my hands in everything around here, which is good and bad. It's good because it allows me to make sure things are kind of how I want them to be, but also it's bad because I don't have any free time to really focus on anything in particular. It's a little bit of everything. So, if you're chasing a bunch of rabbits, it's really hard to catch any of them, but, do your best.
For someone wanting to get into racing, what would you suggest them to do?
Don't do it. It's really hard. No. I mean, karting is a great place to start. I can't say enough about karting. There's a reason why IndyCar drivers, F1 drivers, NASCAR drivers, all of them, for the most part, came from karting. I think whether you're 10 years old or 60 years old, you can race karts. You can get them. You can race karts for relative. So it's really about the initial cost of anything. But karting, just like any kind of sport, has an initial cost. So once you get over the, whether it's $2,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, whatever it costs, and whatever grade of equipment you want to buy, and like anything in racing, how expensive is it, but how fast do you want to go? They kind of go hand in hand. So karting's a great way to get into the sport. Obviously, drag racing's a great way. There's a lot of circle track racing, legends cars, all that kind of stuff. But obviously I'm biased, but karting, in my opinion, is the best as far as expense goes, as far as like track diversity, competition wise, safety wise. I mean, for what karting is, I mean, it's amazingly safe. You can always knock on wood on that, but seeing the things I've seen and knowing as many people I've known in the sport, I mean, it's been, it's not a crazy gladiator sports. Yeah. I'm sure some moms like to think it is, but yeah.
All right, well, thanks for having me today, and thanks for answering.
Thank you, Blaine.
Thank you.